we started driving to our next spot. But most of the time, if we have a chance, we want to stop somewhere halfway in the middle of nowhere for either lunch or coffee. Today it's coffee, and there's absolutely nothing here except nature, and that's perfect and lovely.
We did some off-roading, so some gravel paths that were really bouncy, and unfortunately not all the wine survived that, so one of the bottles broke and we had to repack everything. In conclusion, drink more wine. We did our groceries and then we decided to drive for another 1.5 hours approximately, and to check a spot that we found on Park for Night. Well, and this is it. It's a free spot, no others yet, so that's a nice thing. Yeah, we're gonna stay here for the night. At the campsite yesterday there were some Polish guys who came all the way to Sweden to go fishing, and when they came back in the evening they had a lot of fish that was caught, and well, I came to chat with them, and one of the guys said, "But would you like some fish?" Well, I first said no, but yeah, he insisted on it, so yeah, finally I gave in, and then he came to us with, well, a whole bowl full of fish. So tonight we're going to make fish. First we're going to make a fish soup, and then we're gonna bake some fish and see how that turns out.
We took a nice hike this morning at the, I want to say campsite, but like where we were standing with our camper. And then we drove off, and we are now in line for a ferry to a island. We are going to try and do a night on the island. As you might remember, I bought yarn in Denmark, and one of the things I bought yarn for is a blanket, a granny square blanket, and they will all be lined with white, but the centers are 6 different colors. So I have mint green, teal green, light orange and a darker orange, and 2 colors of lila. So what I'm doing right now is just making centers, and I'm making centers with the center being mint green, the center of the center. And I'm making a stack of 20, so with all the different colors, and then I'm going to do white around those, and then do the next set. Because what I'm doing is I want every color combination. And I have a stack of already done granny square circles here. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. And I also have yarn for 2 shirts. So at some point I will start those, because those are shorter projects, so I might do those in between of all these granny squares. I think I'm going to need about 240, and I'm almost done with my first 20, just to give you an idea of how long this is going to take.
We are at Hemso Fastning, which is an old military base. It was built during, well, Cold War times and in use in that period. So it's a base that's below ground, about 40 meters I believe, and we will take the guided tour and, well, have a look.
Dan de koning. Carl Gustav is the king.
Yeah. You would have a slightly younger portrait of him there than his current age.
Okay, so we're back from the guided tour, and it was really a nice tour. The guy who did the tour really did his best to inform us, the only two that needed an English translation, and he really took the time for us, so that was really nice. And also what was really nice is that we could check every room out without any restrictions. So you could walk the entire facility, and check everything out.
So, I don't think we've talked about this before, but we are still under the polar circle, meaning we still have sunsets and sunrises, which is cool. But it is almost midnight, and this is how dark it is. So the sun has set, but we only have twilight. There's no more dark. So even though we still have sunsets, it's not dark. And it's really light in the camper. And we've noticed that we don't go to bed at a reasonable time. Like I said, it's almost midnight. And I think this is like the 8th day in a row that we aren't in bed before 11:30. Because if it's so light out, you completely lose track of time and you don't feel like it's time to go to bed. In Docksta we also met some lovely Germans and we decided to drive together to Skuleskogen National Park for a barbecue and a hike.